Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be taking a look at an article from CNN Politics written by Devin Cole. Look at this millennial here, you know. This Poindexter. This guy who looks like fucking Urkel. He's written this shit. It's published on March 15th. Jeb Bush says a Republican should challenge Trump in 2020. Now, what's funny is up until Trump, there was this unwritten rule that the incumbent would run for the party that they represent. Period. It's an unwritten rule. The American people already said once that they wanted Trump. The Republicans said it. Independents said it, you know, on the note of the primaries. Then the presidential election, same thing. Yet, Jeb Sourpuss Bush says a Republican should challenge Trump in 2020. Why? Because he humiliated you? Because he humiliated your daddy? Because he humiliated your brother by pointing out all of your bullshit? He humiliated the neocon consiglieres by doing the same thing? Give me a break. You people truly are pathetic. So we're going to watch a little clip here, and then we're going to get into the article.
You spoke at Governor Hogan's inauguration.
I didn't realize I was
in Maryland,
part of his pre-campaign.
Well, have you talked to him about it? Have you given him advice? And if not, this is a great opportunity. What advice would you give him?
You know, I don't know.
Seems like a suicide mission, doesn't it?
It does seem like an uphill struggle, but I loved his inaugural speech because it talked about having to make tough choices and paying the price. His dad did it. He talked about John McCain. He talked about my dad, and the civility and the courage to go against the tide.
Go against the tide. You neocon shitbag, shut the fuck up. You never went against the tide. Your father never went against the tide. Okay? McCain never went against the tide. For fuck's sake, your daddy and McCain were two of the biggest warmongers out there. Your daddy was a CIA agent and lied about it. Because once CIA, always CIA, and you can't talk about that when you're no longer in the CIA, supposedly. All right? And he tried to claim that the only time he was involved with the CIA was when he ran it, which was proven complete and total bullshit. You know, you talk about integrity. Your father's a lying sack of shit. Your father was involved. Okay, you can try to play this down, but when your father's best friend's son, mentally deranged son, and that friend was also, I believe, if memory serves, a CIA asset. Yeah. Fuck you, CNN. Anyway, but when your, sorry, pop-up popped up there because I paused it. But when your daddy was clearly involved in the assassination attempt with Reagan because you get his buddy, CIA asset buddy or whatever the hell he was, but like they were really close, had their whacked, you know, SNL buddy as well. When his deranged son tries to take out the guy that's, you know, stopping you from being president, that's a little friggin' suspicious. You want to talk about integrity? That's, yeah, all right. It's a general belief your father was involved in that assassination attempt. So don't even. Oh my God. And I'll speak ill of the dead because he's a fucking scumbag. George Herbert Walker Bush was a complete and total scumbag. Globalist shit pig scumbag. And because he cites your father, he's got a chance against Trump. Don't you realize, you dumb shit? People voted for Trump because they did not like McCain or your father or what they represent in regards to the neocons.
At the right time, that integrity really mattered. It was a
What integrity? Your father had no integrity.
Beautiful.
Read my lips. No new taxes. Didn't your daddy say that and swore on his word and then reneged on that shit? Oh, that's right. And that kind of goes against the idea of integrity.
Does it sound to you like a prelude to a...
When I heard it, I started to think, oh, I guess I'm here. I was introducing him, and I was honored to be there, and I kind of got a sense that maybe this was an opening, at least for him to consider it. So,
Do you think he should run?
I think someone should run, just because Republicans ought to be given a choice.
Republicans made their choice, and they still support Bush. Jesus.
But I think you're probably right based on the premise you had that he has a strong, loyal base, and it'd be hard to beat him. It's hard to beat a sitting president. But to have a conversation about what it is to be a conservative, I think it's important. And our country needs to have competing ideologies that people, that are dynamic, that focus on the world we're in and the world we're moving towards, rather than revert back to a nostalgic time. The Democrats now are proposing new ideas, some of which I think are way out there. And if Republicans think they can just say that's bad and not offer a compelling alternative, that could be bad for us.
How so? Excuse me, calling out socialism as bad is enough said. Calling out the Green Deal as bad because of the identity politics and the socialism in it and the fact that it would totally fuck the economy and everything else. Saying that's bad is self-explanatory. You don't need to offer alternatives. See, it used to be this idea of, bad ideas, they're going to be in the public sphere, they're going to be shot down, and they are being shot down. See, this is just a guy who doesn't like the fact that he lost to Trump. He doesn't care who wins as long as Trump doesn't. He's a never Trump shitbag. He is a neocon. He is running praise for his father, the CIA shitbag. He is giving, who basically, tried to assassinate a sitting president because he was one step away from that position. McCain, a warmongering scumbag who basically sold out the American people, sold out his fellow POWs. Well, they wouldn't give up shit. He's giving up everything he can for Vietnamese hookers and a little more rice. Those aren't people you praise. Oh, God. They roll out Jeb Bush. This is what gets me is they roll out Jeb Bush like he matters in the Republican Party these days. It's so sad. CNN, this is just pathetic. Former 2016 Republican presidential candidate Jeb Bush said he thinks a Republican should challenge President Donald Trump in next year's election, arguing the party ought to be given a choice. They were given a choice. They voted for Trump. He's the incumbent. The unwritten rule is that the incumbent goes and represents the party uncontested. And they do have a choice at that point. They can vote for the Democrat or an independent or someone else, Green Party, whatever the case may be. So don't even try to say that they're not going to have a choice. I think someone should run just because Republicans ought to be given a choice, said Bush, who also served as the governor of Florida in an interview with David Axelrod that will air Saturday on the Axe Files. He added that beating Trump in 2020 will be difficult for anyone because he has a strong, loyal base and it's hard to beat a sitting president. Well, no shit. See, this is just to try to divide the Republican Party. See, Baby Bush is W, but Middle Bush. No, Baby Bush is technically the middle child because you get one younger than him. Jeb, the unenergetic, people don't give a shit brother. Yeah. See, this is like sour grapes. This is basically his intent, because he's a neocon, besides the sour grapes, to divide the party. He is hoping that they can throw someone in that will actually go up against Trump. The problem is they're not going to have someone. If they get someone to manage to beat Trump, they're going to lose the presidential election. Because if someone beats Trump, odds are the fix is going to be in. And people are going to know that because the Republicans, like these neocons, they're willing to stoop to the level of the Democrats and stuff ballot boxes and use dead people and shit like that. That's how much they hate Trump. And this idea of he's a neocon, he's not a conservative, but he goes and he tries to say that idea of which they get into here now of what a conservative is. Trump is more of a conservative than you are, you dumb piece of shit. You're a neocon. You're a neoconservative. But to have a conversation about what it is to be a conservative, I think is important, he added. And our country needs to have competing ideologies that are dynamic, that focus on the world that we're in and the world we're moving towards rather than revert back to a nostalgic time. So basically what he's saying is the Obama shit that America is shit, it's over for us. Get used to what you got. That's what he's basically getting at there, which goes to show that he's a neocon, because heaven forbid that you actually want to secure the border. Heaven forbid that you actually want to stop the United States from being exploited by foreign nations. Heaven forbids, where the Cold War is over and that's been going on for decades. Yeah, you try to put a stop to it. Because the idea of that was we would sacrifice the United States in the name of democracy to fight, communism, to fight the former USSR in its expansionism. So we basically sold this country down the river so that other countries could exploit off of it. And now that the USSR is no longer a threat on that note, we should just keep allowing that to happen, and the globalism and everything else, and allow this country to be raped and pillaged and the American people to be screwed over. Because that's what he's saying about moving forward, is to allow that shit to just continue going on. Whereas opposed to this nostalgia idea is that America should be about, American interests and what's right for the American people and what's best for them. That's what they consider nostalgia now. Bush's comments came as he was discussing Maryland Republican Governor Larry Hogan, whose inauguration speech in January caused some to question whether or not he was eyeing a 2020 bid. Well, everyone's eyeing a 2020 bid. And the fucked up thing is some of these idiots actually think they can beat Trump. And they can't. He's done good. People notice that. They like the economy doing well. They like the fact that the taxes are less. And they're going with this tax refund shit. They're going, people are getting less money back on their taxes. It's because they paid less money in. And then they also try to go, well, some people didn't get a tax break because of the whole SALT thing. Well, the state and local tax thing, guess what? That's not Trump's fault. All right, why should the American people pick up the bill and give those who paid out in state income tax and sales, state taxes? Why should the American people give them that money so that New York can screw them over? See, that's the thing. They try to make all that sound like it's, Trump bad. And they're trying to say, his tax cuts didn't work. They're literally so desperate. They're laying the groundwork for 2020 with that. Saying, people didn't get a tax cut, really, when they did. Those people who live in New York and California that are getting fucked over by their state, they were already getting fucked over by their state. It was just the federal government was tossing them some money and going, they're fucking you up the ass. We're going to pay you like the good little whore you are. Paying, allowing them to take advantage of you like that. And now that the federal government said we're no longer paying for them to anally rape you like the whore you are, the money whore you are, that's Trump's fault. That's those people supposedly not getting a tax cut. Federally, they're still getting a tax cut. They're just not getting free money to make up for the fact that California or New York or one of these other states is basically taking way more taxes than they should from the person. And now they're being seen for that. It's funny. You get all these people that got money fleeing New York right now. And they're so pissed off about it, which I did a video last week, that they're auditing anyone and everyone that they can that's leaving the state with a bit of money, trying to collect every penny that they can. So they're literally trying to portray Trump as someone that's, worthy of trying to get out of office. And This is shit that's out of his control. This is shit that he didn't do. They're trying to portray it like, well, the Republicans, the conservatives and Republicans should have a choice. They have a choice. They would support Trump. They honestly think if they slip someone in, they can divide the party and fuck Trump. It's not going to happen. In his own speech at the inauguration, Bush lauded Hogan, regarding him as being at the top of a list of leaders that I admire today because what's happening here in Annapolis is the antithesis of what's happening in Washington, D.C. these days. Yeah, okay. Sure. I didn't realize I was part of his pre-campaign, Bush quipped during an interview with Axelrod, adding that when he heard the speech, I kind of got a sense that maybe this was an opening, at least, for Hogan to consider a presidential run. Oh, yeah. Look, he's trying to play it like he didn't have a fucking clue. Bullshit. If he didn't have at least an inkling, do you think he would be there touting the Bush name for this guy, which, is one of those Washington names that you tread out for like clout? Do you think he would be there? No, of course he wouldn't. In the weeks following his inauguration, Hogan, a moderate Republican, told CNN he hasn't closed the door to challenging Trump in a Republican primary. It ain't going to be a fucking challenge. It's going to be a shellacking, and it isn't going to be him smacking Trump around. It's going to be the other way around. People are talking to me about it, he said at the time. I'm flattered people are saying that and including me in those discussions. My plan right now is to stay here for 4 years and do the best job I can in Maryland. But I've said, you never say never. Who knows what's going to happen? See, this is what's funny, is they're really, really, really trying to create this narrative of the Republicans revolting against Trump, of the Republicans basically not backing him, of the Republicans looking for alternatives. And the manufactured candidate that they're looking at, that CNN's looking here to push as one of them, that the neocons like Jeb and say, oh God, Romney and others would like back and say, oh yeah, look at this. This is their fucking guy. They thought they had a picture of him. But yeah, Hogan is their guy, and he's like low energy, like Jeb. This is so sad. They think they're going to push this narrative and actually slip someone in and try to oust Trump primary-wise. It's not going to happen. Not unless the Republicans take a page out of the Democrats' book and start rigging elections and stuffing ballot boxes and shit. People are talking to me about it. Yeah, what people? Neocons? What, Romney? Flake? Jeb? Come on now. Bush didn't say whether or not he'd spoken to Hogan about a potential run, instead offering advice to Republicans ahead of the election by telling Axelrod that the primary needs to offer a compelling alternative to Democrat ideas rather than just calling their ideas bad. Trump, besides calling their ideas bad, has stated quite a few things and has followed through on them. You think you're going to go against that by making hollow promises? Because that's all you neocons do, is make hollow promises and never follow through. I mean, hell, take a page from your daddy's book, and I already mentioned it. Read my lips. No new taxes. All right, the running joke because of that neocon false promise was he said no newt axes. And there was a comic, and I remember this, but it was a newt holding an executioner's medieval style axe. Like one of those type of, the big full size, on like a 4-foot pole type axes. And yeah, you see, he actually meant no newt axes. This is so sad that instead of these idiots just shutting their mouths, waiting 4 years, allowing the party to win another election and get a base that's going to grow out of minorities like the blacks and the Hispanics, besides the normal, white base or whatever else, because Trump is bringing in the Hispanics, he's bringing in the blacks. Instead of allowing that to happen with the Republican Party, this dipshit wants to throw a monkey wrench into things because, oh, he made fun of your daddy. He made fun of you. He showed what a low energy, low T dumb shit you were and what a shitbag you were, like trying to portray things a certain way and like not, and showed you for the neocon that you are. Oh no. Oh no. This is the same guy that started the whole piss dossier fucking thing. This is the last guy that should be talking politics right now. He literally had the fake piss dossier created. And then when he couldn't use it, he passed it off to Hillary. And this guy's talking about what Republicans need. He's in bed with the Clintons, like his family's been for a long time. And he's talking about the Republicans' best interest. Shut the fuck up, dude. Seriously, Jeb, just fade away, dude. All right. No one cares about you. No one cares about your political involvement. No one wants to even see you. All right. Take a page from your brother's book and just gracefully disappear. Because we haven't seen Baby Bush in a while, and it's been a good thing. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. At least I think I have. So I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.